Hello, I'm Dr. Lalia Rack, and my firm, Rack Enterprises, provides a series of services dealing with leadership development. So whether I'm providing a keynote, whether I'm doing a workshop, or I'm executive coaching one-on-one, the focus really of what I do is leadership development and strategy. So I thought today I'd talk a bit about what an individual professional has to do to develop their leadership. And I think regardless of the level that you're at within your company or organization, every leader has to be actively developing themselves. And so I really can't point to anyone that I would say is a fully formed leader. I think there are some individuals who are more successful at leadership than others, but that does not mean their development is finished. And so in many ways, like we say life is a journey, I would say even more clearly leadership development is a journey. Having said that, one of the things that I find all leaders at every stage can be aware of and think about more is how mature they are. And I know that's a funny word because we do look at, in our society, we use age as a mark of maturity, which is simply not true. I've known people who are in their 60s who are quite immature. We tend to think of that in relationship first to our family, our siblings, for an example. We can point to how immature they act at times. But I've also known people in their 20s that are extraordinarily mature in their actions, their thinking, their approach to their job, their position. And what really resonates when you deal with a professional, a leader who is consistently mature, is that you understand, most likely subconsciously, we don't think about these things, but that they are accountable and responsible for their position, themselves, their team. They understand the roles they play in the organization. And so what you see very clearly is they approach issues, challenges, barriers as this is business, not personal. This is not about me, Lalia, for an example. Rather, it's about my company. And when you have that mindset, when you bring that to what you do as a leader, your maturity is at the forefront. Again, I don't think as an employee I ever sat down and said, oh my gosh, I work for a mature leader. Rather, I felt I could trust them. Rather, I felt like they were a role model for me. The opposite is very true as well. There were leaders I knew I never wanted to emulate. And so at the end of the day, when I do think about that, their sense of maturity and responsibility was way out of whack. And what did I learn from those individuals? I learned what I never wanted to be as a leader. And I think that's as valuable as what you learn from those that you do want to emulate. In fact, in some ways, for me, you would have to think about this for yourself. It was easier for me to see what I didn't want to be at first, rather than what I wanted to be. Because when I saw a really well-functioning leader, there are so many layers to that because that's what development is. And so how was I going to peel that apart and really find out what the essence of their leadership ability was? See, that was much more daunting. I encourage you, when you think about this for yourself, start with how mature am I acting? How often do I make things personal when they really are, should be, and are about business? Leadership development, it's a journey. Leadership development, it's an active process that you need to set aside time for yourself to focus on things. You need to think about, what is it that I want to be that I'm not? What is it that I am currently doing that I want to strengthen? It's been a pleasure to be with you, and I hope that your leadership development journey is exciting, interesting, and rewarding. Thank you very much.